KMTV Action 3 News Live at 10 starts now.
It started as a help an officer call, and by the time the dust cleared, a suspect was dead in South Omaha. Tonight, cops cordoned off a huge area near 31st and L as they investigated why and how an officer shot and killed a guy. Good evening, I'm Craig DeGrelli. Jen is off tonight. The officer-involved shooting sent high-ranking police officials racing to the scene. Reporter Kelly Bartnick has been there all night. He's live with the latest for us. Kelly?
Craig, that's right. We are here where the investigation is really close to entering its 6th hour here. What you're looking at is still a very active scene in the distance there, which is where police say the majority of the activity happened here just before 4:30 this afternoon. It's in the middle of the block. It initially was in that Saul's parking lot. Police say a gang officer fired at a known suspect who died from his wounds. That put the neighborhood in gridlock all afternoon today. Police have few other details. They say that gang officers were in the area when they came upon the suspect. That man, as I mentioned, was initially in the Saul's parking lot before an officer fired at him. It started this hours-long investigation. It's now going well into the night. Police are not releasing many details at this point. They're also not saying if the gang officers were looking for this individual this afternoon.
On encountering the suspect, the situation escalated dangerously very quickly. An officer did discharge his weapon as a result of that escalation.
Now, police say more details will come in a briefing on Friday sometime. We do not have the details on that yet. They will also likely include the name of the officer who fired and other details, including the name of the suspect, which has also not been released this night. And back here at the scene, it looks to be a long night. They've shown no signs yet of moving or of leaving or of even collapsing what has become a very large 3 to 4 block crime scene. Reporting live in South Omaha tonight, Kelly Bartnick, Action 3 News.
Tonight, remembering 3 friends who died in a terrible crash in the wee hours of Saturday night into Sunday in northwest Omaha. A lone cross right there stands at the scene of the wreck near 180th and Blondo that took the lives of Robert Baker of Elkhorn, as well as Patricia Padron and Jonathan Rodriguez of Grand Island. On the cross, the name of Robert Baker. Tomorrow, his visitation at the Reichmuth Funeral Home in Elkhorn. His funeral is Saturday. An update to a story we brought you last night at 10 that would affect nearly 3,000 immigrant children in Nebraska. A bill that would allow so-called dreamers to obtain professional state licenses won second-round approval in the legislature today. Supporters say the measure would strengthen the workforce. Opponents believe it rewards breaking the law by immigrant parents who brought their children here illegally. Governor Pete Ricketts has threatened to veto it.
Now, your Weather Alert First Forecast.
Good evening, everyone. I'm meteorologist Jim Flowers. Winds are beginning to diminish, but I'll tell you what, we saw some pretty strong wind gusts today. 54-mile-an-hour winds here in the metro, 55 in Lincoln, and 52 in Norfolk. Other winds very close to 50 miles an hour. We're looking at temperatures now with the diminishing winds that have really tailed off. Readings are in the 30s and lower 40s. As we go into the weekend, there is a freeze watch in effect tomorrow night and early Saturday, as temperatures drop into the 20s. Could be an early morning thundershower on Sunday. Coming up, I'll tell you how cold we're expecting those lows to be tomorrow night. That in the main weather segment.
Tonight, the owner of a popular nightclub at 12th and Harney in Omaha, who describes himself as a libertarian, is not hiding from thoughts he posted on social media. He commented on transgender people and which bathrooms they should use in his club, The Hive. Reporter Maya Signs is live with the controversy and reaction. Maya.
Craig, Jay Gardner never thought this Facebook post would go viral. In it, he suggested transgender women should not be allowed to use a women's restroom unless they had their appendage removed and their state ID changed to their new gender. Today, I spoke to the owner and to folks from the transgender community, both who see this as a learning opportunity. Jake Gardner told KMTV in no way was this accusation of predatory behavior aimed anywhere near the transgender community. I wanted to be clear, this is not about transgender folks, but predators posing as something they're not. Gardner says he first posted his thoughts after reading an article about transgender bathrooms, which led him to think about an assault that happened at his bar's restroom almost a year ago. He says his agenda is the safety of his guests, not anti-transgender views. He He added, "I wish I had reached out to someone with trusted experience in this field first and rounded the edges on my statement to ensure I conveyed my sentiment without inciting anger or pain." Kate Parrish, a transgender woman, says Gardner's views would require bathroom monitors, something unnecessary and childish.
You're basically singling someone out and confining them to a specific restroom. Again, that is a form of discrimination.
Lawyer Joanne Watke says within Omaha city limits, businesses cannot discriminate individuals based on their orientation or gender identity, both in employment or public accommodations. An alternative for someone who doesn't feel comfortable sharing a restroom is a unisex bathroom.
And there's a lot people do not understand. We have, as part of the trans community, we have our work cut out for us in educating people and reaching out to the community and letting them understand that we're just like everybody else.
Gardner did want to apologize to anyone who may have misread his comment, but says he stands by his original statement. Our bathrooms need to be safe for the majority of women and not coddle the feelings of the few. I'm not saying that trans folks are the danger, but what I do know is that predators will use anything they can to gain access to victims. My business remains committed to and stand by our position to ensure safety to women and not care whose feelings get hurt in the process of providing that safety. Gardner went back to social media today to say he wants to set up a meeting with representatives from the transgender community and learn more about the matter. Members of the River City Gender Alliance told me they'd be happy to meet with him and open up an informative and educational dialogue. Reporting live from the studio, Maya Sines, KMTV Action 3 News.
Same topic, different place. Tonight, an open house meeting in Omaha. Legal and financial experts talked with the LGBT community to help them understand their rights.
This is important because we want people in Omaha to feel like there's an LGBT community and there's resources and there's attorneys and financial planners that support them.
This is the first gathering of its kind in Omaha. Legal reps assist the LGBT community with medical, financial, retirement planning, and many other issues. Lawyer Abby McConaughey, who you saw there, says there will be more events just like this. The Nebraska School Activities Association Board is expected to address transgender student participation at a meeting tomorrow. Delegates might vote on the plan to update the current policy. It allows high school students to play sports with their gender that they identify with. Tonight, it's back to the drawing board for a big Omaha company that will not be moving downtown. Late this afternoon, the chairman of HDR Engineering announced it's pulling out of the deal to build a high-rise headquarters at 11th and Dodge. He cited increasing costs and a lack of parking. The move comes after months of controversy. Earlier this year, Omaha Performing Arts dropped plans to acquire 3 buildings after preservationists worried they would demolish the buildings in favor of additional parking for HDR and the Holland Center. The mayor says this is disappointing, unexpected, and unfortunate.
There was a lot of issues with some of the agreements that the city agreed to do. Especially when we agreed to purchase the 4 buildings on the properties east of the Holland for $10 million using redevelopment bonds. It was to get all of this to work so they could stay on their construction timeline.
HDR, which currently sits at 84th near Dodge, says it is actively pursuing other site options to stay within the city of Omaha. In Sarpy County, the Werner Park area is thriving and more development is on the horizon. Things are looking very bright there. Marty Cordero, the GM of the Storm Chasers, remembers when his stadium was all alone in 2011. Now it's a hot spot for housing and recreation. An elementary school, a park, and hundreds of houses are neighbors to the ballpark along Highway 370. The GM is thrilled.
2.2 million fans later and 4 division titles, 3 league championships, 2 national titles, and a world championship with the Royals later. I think it's been a fantastic move, and we couldn't be more happy being right here where we are at Werner Park.
What do they say? Winning cures everything. Cordero predicts another 1,500 homes will be added in the coming years. TransCanada tonight has an estimate of just how much oil leaked from its Keystone pipeline. The company admits nearly 17,000 gallons of oil leaked from the pipeline into a field in South Dakota. The company reported that number to federal authorities today. The estimate is based on soil removed. TransCanada discovered the leak on Saturday. Late last year, President Obama rejected the Canadian company's plan to build the Keystone XL pipeline through part of Nebraska. In Lincoln, a firefighter had to go to the hospital after he was injured battling an apartment fire today. That fire started on the second floor. It was difficult for firefighters to get to the flames because a tenant there is a hoarder. 2 other people got hurt. Council Bluffs looks at using a different kind of weapon to get people to clear their yard waste. The City Council will consider issuing another round of tax liens against property owners who don't pay their city bills. The charges stem from trash and yard cleanup work that's ordered by the city but not done. That includes the removal of tires and furniture left in public view and weeds taller than 1.5 feet. A heated campaign gets even more personal as the wives of 2 contenders are tossed into the mix in campaign 2016. We will have an update on the heated debate next.
Craig, coming up in weather, freeze conditions expected for tomorrow night. I'll tell you how low that thermometer will go right after the break.
The power of Action 3 News in the palm of your hand. When you see breaking news, send it to iContribute@kntv.com. From weather to traffic, if it's important to you, it's important to us. Send it to iContribute@kntv.com.
Don't let dust and allergies get between you and life's beautiful moments. With Flonase Allergy Relief, they won't. When we breathe in allergens, our bodies react by overproducing 6 key inflammatory substances that cause our symptoms. Most allergy pills only control 1 substance. Flonase controls 6, and 6 is greater than 1. Flonase outperforms the #1 non-drowsy allergy pill, so you can seize those moments wherever you find them. Flonase 6 is greater than 1 changes everything.
It's spring. Time to cook out. No, way out. It's time to get inspired, get advice, and get coolers. Because we gotta get cooking, catching, and oohing. And then do it all again next weekend. Cabela's Spring Great Outdoor Days, the biggest sale and event of the season. Get 25% off Cabela's 5-piece cast iron starter set. In-store and online now.
What's the most awarded car company of the year, ranking from top to bottom?
Luxury cars seem like they would be top awarded.
Better be some awards behind what you're paying for, right?
The final answer? Chevy, the most awarded car company 2 years in a row.
Wow, it's like a luxury car.
I was shocked. I mean, it's like, this is Chevy?
For a limited time, get cash back for 15% of the MSRP on most remaining 2015 Chevy vehicles while they last.
See your Heartland Chevy dealers.
The Weather Alert team needs Weather Alert kids, and your child is just who we're looking for. Send your photos to iContribute@kntv.com, and your child could help forecast the weather on Action 3 News Live at 10 and Action 3 News This Morning. Sponsored by Children's Hospital and Medical Center.
The Harlem Globetrotters coming to the CenturyLink Center. Get your tickets now.
The 2016 presidential election has descended on New York. Candidates from both sides are trying to show if they can make it there, they can make it anywhere. Thank you, Frank Sinatra. CBS reporter Weijia Jiang on the battle in the Big Apple and beyond.
Ted Cruz's words are coming back to haunt him.
Values in New York City focus around money and the media.
Donald Trump posted this video on Instagram bashing Cruz for insulting New Yorkers. John Kasich campaigned in the Bronx and released a similar ad.
Ted Cruz divides to get a vote. John Kasich unites to get things done.
Cruz stumped for votes in Brooklyn and clarified he was talking about politicians.
Those are the New York values people are tired of. It's the arrogance of liberal politicians.
The Democratic candidates are locked in what could be a close battle in New York and a simmering war of words.
She has years of experience. She is extremely intelligent.
Bernie Sanders backed off harsh comments questioning rival Hillary Clinton's qualifications.
We should not get into this tit for tat. We should be debating the issues facing the American people.
Clinton took a ride on the subway Thursday and said voters will decide.
I'm going to trust the voters of New York who know me and have voted for me 3 times, twice for Senate, once in the presidential primary.
New Yorkers head to the polls April 19th. Weijia Jiang, CBS News, the White House.
Well, from the political winds to these gusts, high winds all day in the Omaha area caused major headaches for people. Thousands of OPPD customers lost power at one point. You saw a tree there. Look at these garbage cans blowing about. That was typical on any street. They had problems, by the way, at the Sarpy County landfill. Garbage was blowing all over the place. That landfill will be closed tomorrow as they give the staff time to clean up the mess. There was even a house fire as well that was electrical in nature. A member of the KMTV Weather Alert team, well, you could say the winds were against him as he threw out the first pitch tonight. Watch. Yes, low and was it low and inside or was it the inside corner?
Well, I'm not sure. That looked like a knuckleball. It came in so slow. Look at that. But he got it there. Last year it was 1 bounce. At least he got it there on the fly.
Yeah, Weather Alerts. Ryan McPike did the honors tonight. Boy, oh boy, you talk about breaking in the new season.
Yeah, really.
He took the mound in gusty winds in Sarpy County, temperatures in the 40s,
right.
A big crowd. You better make it count, right?
That's the whole thing. And like we said, last year he bounced. He got it in on 1 bounce. This year he said, I've got to get there on the fly, even if I throw it over the catcher's head.
It was more like a toss.
Yeah, exactly. It was wind aided too. We need to make that clear.
Big question is, more wind tomorrow?
Not as much as we saw today, Craig. We'll get to the forecast gusts here in a second. Radar still indicating a few light showers over into central portions of Iowa. We do have a freeze watch in effect tomorrow night. That does include the Omaha Metro. It begins at 1 a.m., goes until 9 a.m. Saturday morning. Temperatures will be dropping back into the upper 20s. Now, these were some of the representative wind gusts today. Saw a peak wind in Omaha 54, Broken Bow, peak wind 57 miles an hour, Des Moines 54, lesser winds over to eastern Iowa and western portions of Illinois. Right now, those winds have really tailed off. They're forecast to pick up again tomorrow. These are the forecast wind gusts off of our Futurecast model. By 10 a.m., up around 30, maybe 35 miles per hour, nowhere near the 50s that we saw today. Then in the afternoon, they tend to drop back to about 25 to 30. Yeah, it's going to be windy, but definitely not the gale force winds that we saw during the afternoon hours. Then the attention turns toward tomorrow night. Winds diminish. We're looking at freeze conditions, temperatures in the upper 20s, and then on Sunday we have the chance for a little bit of thunder. Outdoors again with the diminishing winds, temperatures are beginning to drop. 39 in Fremont, 40s in Iowa, 43 here in Omaha. Look at Beatrice, already down to 38 degrees. Outdoors at Epley, they have 43. Again, winds beginning to diminish. They're out of the north-northwest at 13 miles an hour. Temperatures in our area neighborhoods, Field Club at 43, La Vista has 44. As we pan back to the west, lower 40s now in Elkhorn and also up around Prairie View. Let's take a look at a wider perspective on the clouds and the radar combined. Just some scattered clouds here. There have been some light sprinkles off to the east, but even those will be diminishing. As we head towards Sunday, our next chance for maybe a thunder shower. They'll be hit or miss, especially in the morning. This is the best probability through about 9 a.m., but you can see by lunchtime, totally fades away. As we go into the afternoon, very mild conditions. For the rest of the night, temperature settles back into the lower and mid-30s tomorrow morning. Throughout the morning, readings climb into the lower 50s. We should top out tomorrow in the mid-50s for afternoon highs. For tonight, clear skies, cold. The low will drop back to 32. Freeze conditions not quite as likely tonight. We won't be there all that long. 55 tomorrow, sunny, still rather windy. Over the next 3 days, 28 tomorrow night, 57 on Saturday. A morning thunder shower possible as we head into Sunday, and then you can see temperatures really begin to tail off, but they turn around next week with readings there in the upper 60s. Let's take a look at tonight's Weather Alert Kid. This is Caden. Boy, he likes that 70, but it's going to be chilly tomorrow. 32. Bundle the kids up. Craig?
All right, well, look out for that, Jim. The mystery behind the FBI's hacking into Apple technology might remain a secret. Why the government says it found the tool needed to unlock the phone of a dead terrorist, what it did with it, and what's next.
KMTV3, your official home for Husker Sports, presents Husker Legends. Charlie Green, a 6-time national track champion for the Huskers, an Olympic gold medal winner and member of the U.S. Olympic Hall of Fame. That's why Charlie Green is a Husker legend.
Great things start in garages. Like the start of your perfect Honda collection with great deals during the Honda Dream Garage sales event.
Including the all-new Honda Civic. The best-selling car in its class now has a redesigned exterior.
Nice wheels. Care to upgrade?
Yeah! Oh, hey, yes, I do! Whoa. Hurry in. You've got a garage to fill.
When you get 1 gig internet from CenturyLink and Prism TV, and they're both delivered on a super fast fiber network directly to your home, it's amazing.
It is amazing. But do you think his delivery was a little flat on that one?
Yeah. Paul, I think it's a little bit more like, it's amazing.
Oh, Mom, that was really good. Amazing.
Wow.
Feel like a Hollywood insider.
Okay, I'll work on that.
With Prism TV plus gig internet speed from CenturyLink.
At Discount Tire, we're not just about tires. We're about people. We take pride in getting you the right tire at the lowest price for your vehicle. And right now, get a $70 Visa prepaid card when you buy any set of 4 Michelin tires.
Compare and save during Truck Month at Ashley Ford. Get 0% financing and a free extended warranty. Plus save $12,000 on a new Super Crew F-150. Or drive a 2015 Super Crew for just $229 a month. Compare and save at Omaha's Ford Leader, Ashley Ford or ashleyford.com.
There's a tradition in Nebraska. It's something we all have a connection to. As students, as parents, as neighbors. Here, we value public education. We know great public schools build a great Nebraska. Show your pride. Learn more.
Skyview brought to you by Exarban Heating, Air Conditioning, and Plumbing.
Tonight, the FBI is considering letting Apple know how it hacked an iPhone in a terrorism investigation. According to the Bureau, the tool only works on the iPhone 5C running version 9 of Apple's mobile operating system. The federal government claims it bought the hacking tool from an outside party to do the job. Tonight, a new study by the CDC indicates high schoolers who do not get enough sleep or get too much sleep are more likely to drive drunk or take other risks. This comes from a government study of 50,000 students. Researchers also examined issues such as depression, which leads to this. Tomorrow, local high school students will get a jarring lesson on the dangers of drunk driving. Hundreds of kids from Papillion-La Vista South will witness a mock crash simulation. Police, firefighters, and paramedics will respond to the school parking lot of the school. Drama students will play the role of victims. The goal is to teach the students about the dangers of driving drunk and distracted driving as prom night and graduation approaches. It looks very real. That's from one of our past forums at one of the schools in Papillion. I will be on hand to tell the students what we see all too often in the news business. And it is very graphic. Opening night at the ballpark as the Storm Chasers begin a new season. And how much UNL will pay former basketball coach Connie Yori to walk away. The surprising 7-figure separation. Next.